Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. Let me tell you what I'm doing. We're going to have a heat wave. And I know the hummingbirds do like this, but I like saving this for special occasions. It's got a lot, and I know there's one they like even more than this. So I'm going to change it out. First thing I have to do is unplug the battery that's already not working. Gonna reach around, excuse my back, and I'm going to see about taking this off. Difficult thing is where you sit them because the pump is still attached. I'm going to have to sit this somewhere. All right, let me get this out of here. Now what I do with this is I give this a good rinse and I let it dry. And then I'm going to put it away. I mean, you know what? I mean, a little bit the can has faded. I could change the mustard out at some point, maybe next year. But this I really like. Maybe I'll add more to it. All right, let's get this out of here. Give me a minute. Got to find a nice place to sit it. Oh, I've got a bucket here. Okay, I'm going to sit it on top of the bucket because it's not going to go anywhere. And now I'm going to pull this out. A lot of clean water. So we can put some in there, some in there. Took up flowers down here. And then I'm going to give this a good wash too. This is it's a dish pan. It doesn't say the size. Oh, it's a number 2. Tucker, interesting. Tucker Housewares. I've had this for years. You can find so many different size dish pans at all the different stores. Look around, because this one looks like, I'm going to say probably 8 quarts on this. I don't even think it's as big as 12, because it's smaller than the red one I use that I grow in. So this is an 8 quart. It's done its job really, really well. Now let's get the one that the birds love the most there. Gee, I think I might put my sunflower here. Well, don't want to put it here now because I want you to see, and I got to clean this off too. But everything is here. It's rubber mats. It's all silicone now. So all I have to do is brush them off. Woo! Okay, I shouldn't have done that right now. And hose everything off, and it just cleans up really good. All right, we'll get them rinsed, and then I'll put them away. You want to maybe put them in a plastic bag. They don't get dusty. It's up to you. Put them in a garage, on a shelf or something. And then when you're ready, you know where it is. Let's say I want to put it out for Memorial Day. I know where it is, and I can sit it out at any time, and it's clean and ready to go. Now, with the pump that's inside, this one's got a USB pump. You may want to use it for your other fountains. You can take that off and put it back when you're ready. That doesn't have to sit in storage. But this and the whole tray, I will. All right, let me get the favorite one out right now, because I know the birds are going to greatly appreciate this. I've already washed this one really well. This is actually their favorite. No, let me show you. Got the whole video on this. Why is this their favorite? Remember I used to use the silicone mat? That is good, but it restricts which birds can actually do any stuff on it because it's so flat. This is a food tray. You can get this at the grocery store. They usually have chicken or hamburgers in there. They can come in black. They can come in clear, white. Usually you see black or clear. This is kind of a frosty clear, let's call it. And it's got like a 1.5 inch to 2 inch lip, you know, and it holds a lot of water. We're going to set this up, and I want to see if we can get it level. So I use pieces of plastic tote, and sometimes I need to level it. So like this is this way I can see it. Now I may need to do more, but I think this is going to hold really nice. I think the 2 pieces just did that little bit it needs. This is going to go, let's see, is it snapped in? Yes, it snaps in inside. It's going to go out of the way. You probably can't even see me now, but we're going to set this up completely out of the way, exactly where I want it. And I usually put the power banks. I'm using a white one today. They come in black or white, doesn't matter. I use anywhere between a 10,000 unit. I want to make sure this is all tucked in good. A 10,000 unit or 20. I prefer the 20,000. That's the strength and how long it will run. This particular pet fountain I want to make sure it's level. This particular pet fountain has a light, so it's going to draw a little bit more power. So I may have to change it every day and a half, 2 days. That's okay. I have 2 of these. See? And they're so cheap, I tagged them. This one's already spent. It's already been used. And this is one I charged overnight. So I keep more than 2 around here. I just grab one and put it out. This one, let me put on the table so I will remember to bring it in and get it charged. Now it's just a matter of putting water. I just want to make sure it doesn't have to be perfectly level, but I want it a little bit level. And I think everything is set up perfect. Whoops. Yep, we're good. Okay, now it's a matter of getting water in there. Let me get the hose, and I'm going to let the hose run just a little bit. Now the hose I'm using here, where is the hose? There it is. The hose I'm using is food safe. Hold on. And even though it's considered drinking water safe, I still like running out using the water, let's say, before I fill up my fountains. I know they say it's food safe, but you know, why not? Okay, that's good. So I might as well use it to do something else, water some plants, and then I can drop this down there for the chickens, whatever's left. And this way I get the water that's been sitting there overnight out. But I do have what's called a drinking water safe hose. Does it matter? No. Hey, I grew up with those rubber hoses, whatever they had, and my dad used to tell me, run it, and then you can drink out of it. Just run it for a little bit first. You know what? I'm still alive. So I'm not worried about it. Okay, so we've got these. These are going to dry really fast because we've got a heat wave coming. And I'll get some seed in there. It won't matter that it's a little damp, because it's going to be well dried before the birds even notice that anything was wet. And remember, birds don't mind seed that's been wet. What they don't want is seed underwater. I figured I might as well wash this a little bit. Get all the seed out of here, clean it up a little bit. I started years ago to feed birds on the deck. You probably remember that video, and it turned into a nightmare. I had birds coming from everywhere and the whole deck was covered. But my mistake was I didn't give them a feeding station. By offering them a feeding station, they know exactly where the food is, and if you can see, it kind of overhangs. So 90% of it is being eaten and going out that way, and it works fantastic. So now I can offer them a feeding station, and they don't bother going anywhere on the deck because they know there's no food. So they don't want to waste their time. So they've got the hanging one. I don't know if you can see that. Then they've got this dog bowl thing I picked up, which is good. It helps keep the seeds in place. All right, let's do what we wanted to do. We want to fill this up. Better if I didn't have a nozzle. Hold on. Okay. You know what's nice about this one? It gives them a lot of room so the bigger birds can get in here and take a bath. And then I could drop ice cubes inside if I want. Don't do too many. I did once a lot, nobody came. It was too cold, because remember, they're not looking for that. They know that water is supposed to be a certain temperature, like room temperature. But the thing is, this is plastic. If you have this in glass or metal, it gets hot, because metal, certain metals, along with glass, retains heat. That's why a lot of people love baking in glass, because it will hold the heat of the oven. This does not. This doesn't get hot at all. Plastic doesn't, silicone doesn't. These are silicone trays. So that's why they work perfect. But this is plastic. Now, this is from Dollar Tree, so eventually, you know, I may have to replace it a little bit. But all in all, it's going to work perfect. I haven't had to replace it yet or anything. Let me get this off. So it works really, really well. Let me turn off my water. I want to drain it out too. I don't like leaving the hose under pressure. If I leave it under pressure, you end up, well, let's put it this way, the life of the hose isn't as long a lot of times. Neither is the nozzle. So I managed to keep my hoses going for many years because I try to take care of them. I know I do leave them out in the sun, but sometimes I do curl them up and get them out of the sun. Okay, the birds are already coming in to see what I'm doing. Hold on. All right, now it's just a matter of that. Oh, I have one more thing I wanted to do. Hold on. One more thing. I almost forgot. I already washed them, so they should be okay. Let me see if I have to drain them, I can. I'm going to rinse them one more time after I already emptied the hose. What I'm doing is I'm going to put some big rocks. I've got nicer rocks in the garden. I should go look. Okay, real quick on that one. And I like adding rocks to all my fountains. So you could buy rocks, you could go look for rocks. I like doing big rocks. Hold on, sorry. They are really anxious, the birds. I try to get it completely empty of the hose because sometimes they leak and you don't know and it will build up pressure. Be right there. Yeah, the rooster's got a lot to say. Now the reason I use big rocks is because they're familiar with it. Birds flying around, they know rocks, they know cement because they see a lot of block walls and stuff. So it's familiar and it does a couple different things. If they come on here and a little tiny bird feels like, oh, it's too deep, they know that there's a rock that they can leap onto and then take off. All right, now let's get this plugged in. Now the tray is so big that what I could do, because it may fill up a little bit, is I could add water into the tray now, but I think for now we're going to be good to go. I need to trim that right now. Now, why do I have to trim my blanket flower? Because if it's got a lot of spent flowers, they won't produce more, or they'll produce a few. So I try to go through all my blanket flower as much as I can. I usually do this stuff in the morning. I come out and I look around. I hear the birds. They're already screaming. Oh, and sometimes I just throw it back in the pot. Look how pretty this is. This is over a year old. I bought this one, but the one in my garden showed up on its own. So we've got that. This one pretty much is gone too. It really needs a good grooming. This is not a good grooming. Let's see. That is so, these flowers are amazing. It's so easy to propagate. And yet I went and bought one. I know, I should have bought a different color. I just like this color. And then I could, I don't know if I can, I want to be able to look out the window and see the birds. Because I've got my kitchen window there, and then I've got the dining room there. And I like to just be able to sit there, have my coffee, and look out and see all the birds coming in. This one attracted so many birds, it was unbelievable. I don't know if it's the color. It wouldn't be the noise, because pretty much all of them make a little bit of noise. I think it might be the depth. So it brings in hummingbirds to take a bath on top. I could put a few more rocks in, which I'm thinking about. That will bring in even more birds, because I only have 2 up here right now. But there's just something about this that has brought in so many birds. Let me see if I want to put anything else there. Let's see what it looks like. I want to see what you see. Oh, it's so far you can't really see. Where can I put my sunflower? Hold on. Look at it. I don't think you can see the sunflower. See, look at this. This one I propagated. This is another blanket flower. And I've got a sunflower. Look. Did I plant it? No. Came out of the bird seed. I don't see the birds now. So where are they hiding? You know what? I might put some in here too. I made sure that this is nice and light. Of course, I closed it, didn't I? And this way I can grab it with one hand. It's just a pole. This is that football tray I got from Dollar Tree. I've got the whole video on that, but you could use any tray you want. A few plastic flowers, which gives it shade and protection. Birds get underneath and they know if a hawk flies by, they can't get him. So that's worked out really well. I don't even know if you can see that. But this is parakeet mix, the same you'll get at a pet store. Sunflower seed, both big and small. And the parakeet mix has got canary in it. It's got oats. It's got different types of small millet in there, so it works out really good. This is what they love. Let's do a little bit more. And I put the mat here. I had it here, which was okay, but I was worried it was going to slide. So in order to not slide, I would have to put a tray here and then kind of keep it from sliding, maybe bolt it down a little or something. But this has worked. This doesn't slide. It's easy to wash. And they only come here. They don't bother any of the hummingbirds or anything. They eat here and they're happy. Okay, I think we're good to go. Should I walk away and see what comes? Let me see. Can you? Oh yeah, you can. I think you can see everything. Hold on. Could you see that? Oh, you couldn't even see that. See, they're already, look at this. I'm out here and they're already here. They are waiting for their treat. You know, this tripod doesn't move around. Let me see. You want to see how long it takes them to come? All right, let me walk away for a minute, but it's so hot already. My camera is telling me we are warm and we don't want to do that. Okay, so you wouldn't be able to see anyways, but let me step in for a minute. Are you making breakfast?
Yep.
I just set up the fountain. You know why I changed it? Look how I love looking out the window. I changed it because this is their favorite. I figured.
Still recording? Okay.
And this way they'll have their favorite one and it holds more water. So I figured I'll do that. And I figured, you know what, they can see how it's so easy to change out. I'm going to put the hot dog one away. Maybe I'll put it out for Memorial Day or something. It's a novelty. The birds do use it. But this one for the birds that I put out there, the food container, look at, they're all coming in, is more functional. And they come in really good for this and they like it and it attracts them. All right, I think I'm going to go shut it off right now and let the birds do their thing. And I don't want to leave my camera outside. Right, Zoe? We don't want our camera to fry in the heat. But they're already coming in. And then once they start to eat, it's amazing how many birds come in for this. They immediately, they eat and then they take a bath. So let me get my camera. And I think we're good to go on this. Everybody's going to be happy in the heat. And so easy to go ahead, drop in an ice cube that would just slowly cool the water. We don't want it too cold. They're not looking for that. I once put a big block of ice in the fountain and the birds came and they touched it and they left and I didn't see them all day. So a little bit, just a little bit goes a long way when it comes to ice. And then the birds have got their food here. I could put another tray here, but you know, I don't want the seed husk to fly into the fountain. You don't want that. So this is good. It goes down that way. They've got their water. They've got their plants. And now we've got our sunflower. So I hope you enjoyed this. Now this one, oh, I'm going to have to grab that flower and plant it. Look at that. I plant seeds in the most unusual way. I got to do a video on that. I don't know. I'm going to have to see if I did or didn't because there's no work. And you end up with thousands of flowers. Gary comes to me sometimes. Do you have any marigolds? Oh. How many? 200, 300, 400? You can just spot them around. They're waiting. Okay, now they're all sitting in the trees. I'm going to step away and they're going to enjoy themselves. So if you like videos like this is just on the spur of the moment where I came out here to get some stuff changed in the heat. Let me know and I'll make more like this. Bye-bye. Have a wonderful day and don't forget to eat what you grow. And boy, do we grow a lot for us to eat. And I'm telling you, you all can grow something. Even if it's the smallest thing, it will be very beneficial for your health. All right, let me get out of the way. All done, so there it is. And I'll show you the view from my window. And this is what I see from the kitchen. Isn't that cool? While I'm cooking, I can see the hummingbird feeders out of the big window. I can see any of the fountains I set up in the plants. Look, they're already there. They come that quick. It is a pretty view. Actually, it was this view that made me buy the house. Of course, they told me on a nice clear day I can see the ocean. They didn't tell me I have to take the mountain out to the right in order to see the ocean. But you know what? I guess that was their selling tactic. And I am pleased that I did get this house back in the 80s. I love the peace and tranquility here. It's beautiful. It's usually quiet. You're in the city, but yet you're not in the city. And that's what I love. And look at this, the baby oriole coming in to take a bath. Just like I said, they love their water. They have enough room to move around. And it's just so pretty. Oh my goodness. Okay, well now I got to sit and watch this before I start to get things done around here.